It's lovely to see so many people from the government, from think tanks, innovators. So many of you have come here and as I say, second edition of Arohan. So it's really lovely to see. I hope at the end of Arohan that you make better friends, because I think that is important. I always say friendship is good for the heart. So I hope you make more friends. I hope there is a collection of ideas that as you network, you also hear some very, very eminent people talk about things and talk about how we are solving some of the biggest challenges that India is facing. But coming across to today, I think what are we really trying to do in terms of Viksit Bharat? And, I start with Mera Bharat, Viksit Bharat. And today, let's assume that this is 2047, really. And in 2047, if we could picture this, a really happy farmer, but India being the food basket of the world. You look at seamless connectivity, so being a sustainable and a competitive hub across the world. Can we be that? Spoke about innovation, so are we going to break new frontiers? And for example, raw materials like lithium, like nickel, are not going to be generated or not going to be produced from India, but they're actually going to come in from an asteroid in space. And of course, to do all this, to take this farmer, he wants to go for a trip somewhere else in an electric vehicle or a driverless car, go through lithium and nickel in terms of space, and then finally, of course, providing all the services. And all of those services of all those electric driverless cars are actually managed out of India. I think that's sort of a 2047 vision. And for that, maybe I'll just talk about just 2 or 3 things that we think could be the art of possible. Because Arohan is not about what has already happened, but Arohan is really about the art of possible. So, going forward, in terms of, let's take agriculture, because 40% of our population is involved in agriculture. And many things have been done where I think, we can be proud of in terms of where we've come. But if you look at 2 trends globally, many of the countries now are not actually producing too many things. So there is a shortage, and as the population increases, as the lands become arid, there will be a big significant issue when it comes to food production. So if India can just change its food production, increase in growth per annum from 2% to 5%, just from 2% to 5% going forward, 800 million tons of food production will increase, and we will do 25% of the world's food production. Now, a couple of things, for example, to how to sort of really achieve this. In India, the land under irrigation is about 42%. Can we increase that irrigation capability or land under irrigation to 80%? Because we are, as a country, all said and done, significantly dependent on the monsoon. So we have a great monsoon, everybody is happy, stock markets are happy, vehicles are happy, rural market is happy, but there is a bad monsoon, or there is, for example, extreme weathers, that causes a tremendous amount of issues. So really clearing pathways for water, storage of water, interlinking of rivers and different things to really bring more land under irrigation. Improving using precision agriculture. So really, can we look at, for example, using precision agriculture to say, looking at soil, using satellite data to say when is something ready to be harvested, looking at the soil health. And if you look at most agricultural productivity in terms of India vis-a-vis the world, like I said, we have a lot to be proud. But when you look at productivity parameters, India wouldn't come at the benchmark. Most countries' productivity per acre, yield per acre, would be much higher than India. So by just using some of these techniques in terms of satellite, in terms of drones, can we actually improve productivity by 3x? Not by 30%, by actually 3x. Similarly, if you see 30% of our fruits and vegetables today in India are actually perishable. I mean, they're all perishable, but 30% we have a wastage and loss. So actually, if this whole cold chain and the logistics can actually improve, that's a significant reduction in wastage.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.